Hello there, YouTube. This is Wheelchair21, and, well, I've been reviewing Godzilla toys this entire month thus far. First off, as you know, I said that every Godzilla trading card came with the Trendmasters toys. And, well, we're now going to look at all the cards I was able to collect during its run. Now, two of the cards have somehow gone missing. I've stated in the Rodan review that they probably are just lost in a bag of instructions that I've compiled from like Transformer toys, Megazords, and etc. over the years. So one day, most likely, they will rejoin this collection. First off in the King of the Monsters wave is Godzilla himself. Yeah, he's number one because it's his damn toy line. And the card, really awesome. It shows him using his thermonuclear blast. And on the back, it pretty much talks about the Heisei era, saying as, he began his life as a Godzilla source millions of years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, exposed to radiation. In the mid-1950s, Godzilla, as he became called, transformed into a towering monster capable of delivering devastating atomic blasts with his breath. Since then, Godzilla has menaced cities of Japan and fought off many seemingly unbeatable adversaries, earning him the title of King of the Monsters. The stats weigh in at, he is 100 meters tall, taller than 25-story building. The bad green one, he can move 40 miles per hour over land and 40 knots in the ocean. Godzilla's armored hide can withstand the impact of almost any weapon on Earth. Weapons. His killer claws, his razor-sharp teeth, Godzilla's long, muscled tail can topple whole buildings with one swipe. Godzilla's awesome atomic blast nukes whatever it hits. Yes, they were kind of generic and kind of kiddie. I mean, this is a kid's toy line for, like, ages 4 to 10. But, hey, cool art. Nice little bio. Kind of keeps you up to date with the Heisei era, what was not being released in America at the time. Now, the next one is number 3, Mothra, which I'm holding upside down. Mothra, like I showed in the review, pretty weird pinkish hue rather than an orange. Orange and red, but it looks overall quite nice. Now, this one talks about hatched from an egg which fell to Earth from the cosmos. Mothra comes as a larva, able to shoot thick webs of silk. The larval Mothra had intense destructive abilities. After wrapping itself in a cocoon, Mothra mutated into the huge moth that we see now. It talks about Mothra's wingspan is 175 meters wide, almost approximately 2 football fields, which is kind of, I think, correct. Mothra has the power to shoot immense laser blasts, which it doesn't really say where. Mothra fires an ultrasonic wave beam considerable of destructive forces, and it has poisonous powder stored in its wings, which can temporarily paralyze the muscles in Godzilla's body and neutralize his blast. Which, all of this is true. King Ghidra, which I said, its heads are somewhat designed differently, and it has a cool, funky design for its actual scaling. Kind of reminds me of Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Gigan. Ghidra, once engineered by the Earth Union Organization of 2204, a bioweapon which can destroy Japan. Created to this bizarre and powerful monster, members of the EUO traveled back in time to the mid-1900s to leave 3 creatures, the Dorats, on the same South Pacific island where Godzilla was created, subjected to the same mutating radiation that created him. The Dorats eventually fused into one being, the awesome King Ghidorah. Faithful to its program, King Ghidorah set out to flatten Japan, but was stopped by Godzilla. Ghidra is 140 meters tall, which is almost 50% taller than Godzilla. True fact, it is one of the largest monster arts in scale, when you look at its actual monster arts compatibility of, not compatibility, but I should say character of the same title. And each head can fire electrical energy bursts. Now, Mecha-King Ghidorah, nice art, bio, pretty much as anyone who's seen the movie knows, it was blown to pieces as King Ghidorah and returned from the Earth Union Organization as Mecha-King Ghidorah to stop the terror that became Godzilla. And, well, it was still defeated by Godzilla. Now, this is the crazy arsenal. A super missile in Mecha-King Ghidorah's mouth, the Godzilla grip, which is steel claws which can extend from Mecha-King Ghidorah's chest, and electro cables, which are attached to the Godzilla grip, which can pretty much just put megavolts of electricity surging within his body. Pretty cool. Toho seal of approval. Mecha-Godzilla, for those who know, he is the scrap parts of Mecha-King Ghidorah. But let's look at his stats and his towering arsenal. He is 120 meters tall. He is piloted by G-Force, the Godzilla-specified military unit. He has shock cables, which are from his wrists, laser cannon, mounted eyes, the Mega Buster, which is actually in his mouth, paralyzer missiles, which are twin missiles hosted in his shoulder parts, the plasma grenade, and ultra energy blast, which doesn't state it's actually in his stomach. Also, it says Garuda under here. Now, if anyone buys the 6-inch or 8-inch figures, it actually came with a special transformation Garuda, which you could attach to its actual back. Named after a mythical creature or mythical Japanese bird, the Garuda is a weapon ship capable of independent attacks. Garuda can also mount Mechagodzilla's back for a super assault, making Super Mechagodzilla. Now, I just abridged that because we only have 5 more cards to go through. Now, this Godzilla vs. Ghidra card, which is pretty much trying to signify when Godzilla became overcharged, but now has Ghidra kind of too small, that it's kind of weird. This was something that Trendmasters kind of whipped up, that Godzilla got even bigger in the actual comics, rather than how he did in the Heisei era, where he was still, big, but not so big compared to Ghidra. This could be found when you get the micro play sets. I think this was Godzilla and Ghidra Attack San Francisco. But I also remember it was reprinted in another Godzilla pack that I got. This pretty much tells the entire story of the movie, talking about how Ghidra was created by the Earth Union Organization in the mid-1900s during World War II, and was mutated into Godzilla. Practically, it has the same bio that the original Ghidra card had. Even Rodan's was the same, if I recall, when it was Godzilla vs. Rodan. Now, here we come to one of my favorite monsters from the Trendmasters toy line, Gigan, because since he didn't have his own Heisei counterpart, they tried to give him one, and as you can see, the art shows him more fierce than he originally was. And I mean, when I mean he was more fierce, I mean he looks deadly. Gigan is a super-powered cyborg monster under the control of the vile aliens from nebulous space under N. Gigan carried out a campaign of destruction, countless worlds, but when Gigan sets out to destroy Earth, he must face the awesome powers of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Can Gigan's bizarre arsenal match the might of Godzilla? Now his stats. Deadly forehead laser, multiple blasts of intense atomic energy, which you can only really see in the games. It's never been shown except in the Final Wars movie. Hideous jet cutter buzzsaw, which is in his chest. Gigan's razor-sharp claws, slice and dice, his hook arms. Bizarre tri-wings propel Gigan at speeds which excel Mach 3. Gigan morphs into a super space crystal to travel to other worlds. Gigan stands at 115 meters tall, taller than a 35-story building, and he weighs over 40,000 metric tons. Now, some of this information you can see has been altered just to try to put him into the Heisei era, because these wings aren't really wings, they're more like gliders or fins, I would say. But overall, really nice art. The figure's really good too. Batra. Now, this Batra looks pretty spot on to the actual creature itself, and it's really interesting. I mean, really nice. Shoots its lasers, has the cool flame-like designs. Love it. Really cool card. Toy was pretty damn neat as well as a kid. Kind of sharp too. It's kind of dangerous. Batra is a hideous creation of the ancient life force of Earth. So, hey, if anyone's seen Ultraman Gaia, this is kind of like the Aggle story. Brought to the existence thousands of years ago to destroy Mothra. Batra is an unbelievably powerful organic weapon with a variety of massive attacks capabilities, but Batra is a deadly enemy and can stern challenge to the might of Godzilla. Batra eyes emit laser blasts of incredible power. Batra's armored claws slash and tear. Batra can fly at supersonic speed. Massive wingspan of 180 meters. Yes, his wings are even larger than Mothra, and he weighs over 30,000 metric tons. But, yep, this was card 12. This, I believe, was the last card, because the first wave of King of the Monsters card game, or card toys or whatever you get, collectible trading cards. This one, I think it only went up to like 25 or 26, and this is 17. So, okay, so we're almost halfway done, and I'm missing all the rest of those cards. Now, this one is called Battling Godzilla, which this one came with a light and sound gimmick toy that I had as a kid, but I could be wrong, and this could have came with the Godzilla City. Battling Godzilla versus Mecha-Ghidorah. Mecha-Ghidorah is back, more powerful than ever. Godzilla plans a careful attack, then races towards his deadly foe, knocking him to the ground. As Mecha-Ghidorah skid over the ruined pavement, Godzilla whips him with his powerful tail. Pretty much it's, I think, supposed to be an introduction to the comics, because it's reading off kind of like a real panel line or whatever, like a description of what actually happened, like a play-by-play of the fight. This power advantage information talks about Mecha-Ghidorah can fire electrical cables from his chest. Maxi gigawatt electrical surge can devastate power reserves in any enemy. Godzilla's hide is almost completely invulnerable. Mecha-Ghidorah can generate massive winds with his wings. Godzilla's mighty tail is powerful that it can send enemies flying for miles. So, it's pretty basic, and yes, by reading it, this is the New York Attack City set. Just because of how the face design is, I'm pretty dang sure this came with my awesome playset that I'll be reviewing later on, which was originally a surprise, but the cover's been blown. And this is the only Godzilla Wars card I got with Power Up Godzilla, which I have reviewed here far in the past. This was a 95 series card, and the Godzilla Wars cards were actually a little bit cooler, had like this basic black design, and I also liked the logo. It was pretty awesome, and it had this power-up armor feature in the toy line, and I liked it. It's just a shame I never was able to get all four. The King of the Monsters is 10 times more powerful with the addition of Ultra Armor, Shoulder-Mounted Mega Missile Launcher, Multi-Barreled Plasma Beam Cannon, and the Draken Gunship with twin Mega Missile Launchers. Yeah, that pretty much establishes everything. And ironically, it doesn't show the miniature gunship, which goes on his shoulder. It just shows the special power-up mind control thing and his plasma cannons and awesome armor. It's pretty cool, though. I always thought it was a bitchin' thing as a kid. Ultra Armor is an impenetrable super alloy that protects Power-Up Godzilla's head, chest, legs, and forearms. The Mega Missile Pack is a wallop of 20,000 kilotons of explosive force in each warhead. The Dual Plasma Beam Cannon can burn or punch through almost any material. The Draken Gunship mounted to Power-Up Godzilla lends its awesome firepower to the fight. It can be deployed for independent supersonic attacks as a tactical fighter. Now, since I never got any of the Trendmasters comics, nor did I ever see anything past the King of the Monsters series, from what I've been told, the power-ups were just a gimmick. They never really appeared in the comics, I think, except once. So, it was just something to try to prolong the series longer. I think, though, it's a smart idea to try to create something unique like that, even though I don't know why Kaiju would be wearing armor as if they were regular aliens or human beings, but it could kind of make sense, because you never know what kind of tall extraterrestrial creatures or huge extraterrestrial creatures could be out there, so it could make sense, maybe, like, with the intelligence Godzilla somewhat gets in the future of the Heisei era compared to the Showa era and the Millennium era, that he could probably construct something, that could do something like that if he was actually civilized. So, I mean, overall, these are amazing cards. I mean, they're great to have. They've bent over time, some of them, as you can see. One, because I didn't really take good care of them at times, or two, I just, accidentally messed them up. It was just stuff you could look around, but they're nice laminated pieces of cardboard, so they can't really get too badly ruined, unless, I guess you really light them on fire, tear them in half, bend them, or cut them, but they're nice little things that came with the toys. They were a nice little added bonus feature, especially when you were getting the vinyl 2-packs, and I've always loved them. I just wish I had a complete set to have in a card binder somewhere. I used to have multiples, but I sent them out to friends as, little miniature thank you gifts or, things added into, Christmas cards. But, nonetheless, I like what I have left. I know people are still kind of looking for these cards, And maybe people are willing to, share doubles of what they got, because I sure as hell know I would love to get my hands on Baragon's card, Megalon's card, and Angulus's card. Anyways, this has been a moderate rolling review / demo. I probably should list this in with card game shenanigans, just because, yeah, these are cards, so why not? Anyways, you can find more Trendmasters Godzilla toys and some other random Godzilla toy reviews here on my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter and check me out on Instagram. Also, I insist you go to herotaku.com because heroes are always among us, and we're always with heroes. So you can check us out there. You can like us on Facebook and Twitter, and check out all the plentiful podcasts in association with Raijo Nihon. Anyways, we'll see you next time with more rolling reviews, Doyle's DVDs, or card game shenanigans.